Obviously what's going off at the minute with Russia and Ukraine is horrendous, and it comes at a huge humanitarian cost. A lot of people have died and have been through things that I can't even imagine. And for those people and the families, my heart really does go out to you. It really does. But this video is to talk about how times of war affect the stock markets and why from that side of the fence, you don't need to panic and you can ignore the news. For obvious reasons, if you're investing directly into Russia, hold on to your hats because you are in for a bumpy ride with all the sanctions that have been put in place, which basically means that companies globally will refuse to deal with Russian entities. So they won't be able to get goods into Russia, they won't be able to trade. But let's look at global stock markets and how they've reacted in the past to times of war and major crises, all the way back to Pearl Harbor in 1941. And interestingly, within 3 months, 58% of the time, the markets are positive again. Within 6 months, 67% of the time, the markets are positive, and within a year, 79% of the time, the markets are back in positive territory. Now, look, obviously some are far worse than others, but what this tells us is that these catastrophic events don't affect the market over the medium to long term. It is a very temporary thing. So why does it fall? Well, a big part of it is fear. When people panic, they sell, which causes the markets to drop. And the thing about fear is that the moment it stops getting fed by new headlines, it disappears. As we've seen recently with COVID, it doesn't get talked about anymore. Why? Because there's new headlines with Russia and Ukraine regarding this war, which create more fear, which turn more eyes to the news. Over the long term, through Pearl Harbor, through the Cuban Missile Crisis, through Suez Canal, Arab Spring, Iraq invading Kuwait, Twin Towers bombing, the Iraq War, the stock market only ever went in one direction, and that's up. And I say it time and time again, the falls are temporary and the rise is permanent. Now again, I just want to reiterate what is happening is horrendous. And I don't want anyone to think I'm making light of it, because I'm not. What I'm merely trying to explain is that where investing and the stock markets are concerned, things will recover as they always do. So if you're watching this and you're thinking of pulling the plug or selling to time the market back in, don't. Just do nothing. And once more, my heart goes out to everyone affected, and I really do hope we find a solution soon. Much love.